Hello, welcome to a new video. It is July, which means it's time for the mid-year book freakout tag. I say it every year, but if you upload your mid-year book freakout tag before the 1st of July, I'm not watching it till July, because July is the midpoint. I know we shouldn't tell people what they can and can't do, but it is facts. It's facts. The end of June is the middle of the year. Anyway, I have this rant every single year. And yeah, but anyway, it's July. It is July 7th, to be exact. So it is time to do the mid-year book freakout tag. So, once again, I don't know who started this with these questions. I know there are some different variations on the questions. This is the one that I do every single year, so I'm doing this one. So the first question is, what is the best book you've read so far in 2024? Now, this is actually going to come to a shock to some people, but it's not Ali Hazelwood, because obviously I don't count rereads. So it's Otherworldly by F.T. Lukens. I cannot find a fault with this book. I absolutely loved every second of it, and it was just perfect for me. I will say second place is going to Bride by Ali Hazelwood. So yeah, there have been 2 Ali Hazelwood releases this year. Not in Love is not in the top 3 or 4. I don't know if she's in the top 5 for that book, but Bride is second place. So these are my top 2 favourite books of the year so far. So we're only halfway through the year. It could change. I don't think it will, but it could. The second question is, what has been your favourite sequel of the first half of the year? This one was so easy. I've read a lot of sequels and I've loved a lot of them, but my favourite is easily The Hunting Moon by Susan Dennard. I only read Luminaries in April and then instantly put this on my TBR because I needed to read it. And I'm going to be honest, if The Whispering Night is as good as this was, that will be my favourite sequel of the second half of the year. So this is a great series and I highly recommend you give it a go. Even if you didn't really like the Witchland series, because I know a lot of people didn't, which I understand, I get it, I do, but I get why people don't like it. But even if you didn't like that, give this one a go because this is just incredible. Question number 3 is there a new release that you haven't read yet but you're really excited for? There's probably loads, but I'm gonna go with Here We Go Again by Alison Cochrane. I really enjoyed Charm Offensive and I absolutely love Kiss Her Once for Me so much, and I'm so excited to read this. This is probably going to go on my August TBR because this is a really summery one as well. So yeah, my main thing with that was that I was holding off to for there to be enough reviews that there was trigger warnings because I just wanted to make sure, because I don't trust contemporary romances anymore. Number 4 is, what is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? So I have 3, I can't just have one. So the first one I actually have an arc for and will be reading in July, and that is The Nightmare Before Christmas by Sarah Rash. So excited for this. My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine, which is the companion sequel to My Roommate is a Vampire, which is probably my 3rd favourite book of the year so far. And then The Whispering Night by Susan Dennard, because I need to finish this series immediately. Number 5 is, what is your biggest disappointment so far? I have read a few, but I think the one I'm most disappointed with, because I've loved the rest of the series, was Count Your Lucky Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. I've ranted about this a lot, but I just really did not like the way the conflict was handled. It didn't help that it had my trigger in, but yeah, it weren't so much the fact it had my trigger, it was the way the love interest handled what the main character was going through, and it made me so angry. I wanted to throw the book at the wall, but I didn't. I just wanted to. Number 6 is, what is your biggest surprise of the year? So this one, I don't think I have any other surprises. This is like the only one really. And it's Feed by Mira Grant. Ashley's going to be very happy with this. I genuinely was not expecting to be this obsessed with this book. I absolutely loved this book, and it was so close to being my favourite book of the month I read it in. But it just scraped the second. It will get an honourable mention in my favourites of the year, because honestly this book was incredible. I had so much fun with it, and it was just so well written and so clever in how it was done. And I don't usually like political books when it is very much real world politics. I like fantasy political, but this is obviously set in our world. It's just set in like 2040, I think 2044 to be exact. So it's very much our world, even if it is a little bit in the future. It's our world and our politics, and it was just so cleverly done, and I had the best time with it. And I'm so glad Ash talked me into reading this, and to be honest, she didn't actually have to twist my arm that much. Number 7 is, what is your favourite new to you or debut author? So I've got 2. They're both, I think one is a debut author, the other one was just new to me. I can't remember if the book I read was his first book or second book, but either way, these are both new to me. So we have Jenna Levine, who wrote My Roommate is a Vampire. I absolutely loved this book. It's going to be in my favourite books of the year. I am obsessed. I want to reread it, maybe in the second half of the year. It is literally my Love Hypothesis 2.0. That says it all. And I'm excited for the companion sequel. And then the other author is Eric J. Brown. I can't remember where I've put my book, but I read All That's Left in the World, and this book was exactly what I wanted from a post-apocalyptic book. It probably would have been an even higher 5-star if it was a zombie post-apocalyptic, but it's fine. I still had the best time, and it was really interestingly done. But yeah, I would be holding up the book, but I think it's behind loads of boxes that I have been sorting through in the last couple of days. So I'm not going to start pulling all that out. You can have the picture here. Number 8 is newest fictional crush. And I don't know. I don't really do fictional crushes anymore. Trying to think what I've read this year that could qualify. Do you know what? I'm going to say Frederick. Frederick's great. Annoyingly, my brain is going to a book that I read on the 1st of July. But that's not part of this. This is for January to June. Yeah, I'm going to say Frederick. He was great. I loved him. He was adorable. And he needs to be protected at all costs. Number 9 is, who is your new favourite character? It's 2. It's Ellery and Knox from Otherworldly. My answer to this question is going to almost always be whatever new F.T. Lucas book has come out, because I'm pretty sure last year it was Sun and Rook from Spellbound. Who's your new favourite character? I have 2. They're from the same book. It is Sun and Rook from Spellbound. So yeah, they're just so cute, and they just work so well together. And I love all the characters in F.T. Lucas books. Need I say more? Number 10 is a book that made you cry. Now, if you know me, you know I cry at almost anything. But one book I was sobbing was Rainbow Grey Battle for the Skies by Laura Ellen Anderson. This is the 3rd and final book in the Rainbow Grey series. And that ending really hit me in the feels. Like, I was on the sofa crying uncontrollably. Was not expecting it to hit me as hard as it did, but it did. So it gets pride of place for this answer. Number 11 is A Book That Made You Happy. For this, I'm going with A Prayer for the Crown Shy by Becky Chambers. I read this back in February, and honestly, it was just so cute. I wanted to cry with happiness with how cute it was. I really am considering trying to get this duology, but they're such small hardbacks and they're the same price as a big, like, normal size hardback, and I feel like I can't justify it. It's so expensive, but I loved this duology so much. It just made me so happy. Number 12 is What is the Most Beautiful Book That You Have Bought This Year? This is a book you would have seen many a time being bought by me, but this edition knocks all of the others out of the park. It's the Hungarian edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I have been trying to get my hands on this edition since like 2020, 2021, and it has been impossible. And then a couple of months back, I found a website, a Hungarian website that does ship to the UK, and I managed to get it. And honestly, life made. I'm so glad I got it because it is the most stunning edition, and it has artwork in it as well. So like this is the first artwork. I'm not going to show you all the artwork because spoilers, but like I'm obsessed. They're amazing. This is my favorite because it has the cat. But yeah, easily the most beautiful book. And I've got a lot of special editions, but this. And then the final one is number 13. What books do you want to read by the end of the year? Now, obviously there are a lot of books I want to read, but my main ones are the rest of the books on my 12 books for 2024 that my friends picked for me, which that should be pretty easy considering I'm picking one every month. So the rest of those books, but then I also really want to get to Defend the Dawn by Bridget Kemmerer. Also Destroy the Day if I can, but my main focus is to at least continue this trilogy because I loved Defy the Night when I read it, and I have books 2 and 3 and I haven't read it either. So I definitely want to get to Defend the Dawn, possibly Destroy the Day. I do have the audiobooks for both now, so because I got them on Audible. And then I also would like to get to The Monarchs by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page because I read The Ravens last year or the year before and absolutely loved it. So I would like to finish this duology. So these two are the main ones other than my 12 books for 2024 that I would like to get to. Obviously there's going to be a million more books that I want to get to, but these are like very high up on the list. So yeah, if you see these on TBRs soon, that's why. Okay, so that was my mid-year book freakout tag. I am feeling very chill about my TBR this year because I have been really powering through my backlist TBR and I'm really proud of myself. Like I've also been reading a lot of new releases, so like I read The Stolen Heir, which is obviously like a year or two old, but then like literally the next month I read The Prisoner's Throne, which only come out in March. So I'm really proud of myself. I've read Fatebreaker, which came out in March. I have been really good at actually reading books this year and I'm really proud of myself. So I'm currently on, so if we look at the end of June, we won't count the books I've already read in July, but I finished June on 143 books. Don't ask me how. I really don't know. I really don't know. But like, I really appreciate the quarterly check-ins at in the Little Inklings planner. So for the end of June, you can do like memorable moments. So I wrote completing Goodreads goal on April the 9th. Finishing campaign 1 of Critical Role on April the 20th, and binging more Attack on Titan because I have been having so much fun with Attack on Titan, which makes Jem happy every time I say it. So I'm going to keep saying it and reminding everyone. But that is my tag. Let me know what your favourite book of the year so far is because I want to know. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.